Hello, everybody from the 2026 Munich Security Conference, which is coming to an end. Been a very busy couple of days discussing global politics and security matters. There have been a couple of very significant highlights over the weekend. One was clearly Marco Rubio's speech, uh, much kinder on the wrapping than J.D. Vance's speech last year, but actually on the substances was not that different. It spoke of Western civilization, the threats to Europe's civilizational idea posed fundamentally by immigration and certain types of domestic politics that are eroding Europe's core. It was difficult actually to disentangle that from an argument about race and ethnicity, and still also quite condescending with the Europeans, recognizing the linkages across the Atlantic, but very straight and direct to Europeans about what they have to change in the running of their domestic politics, which is something that the Europeans have so far refused to do vis-a-vis the Americans, although it's very clear when you talk to folks here that, of course, European governments also have a lot and strong opinions about what's happening in the U.S. Regarding its own domestic politics on migration, on justice, on security, and many, many other dossiers. The different wrapping, but fundamental substance. And this points to one of the features of this year's MSC, which is it's a bit inconclusive. It's clear that we're moving to a new international system. It's clear that the transatlantic relationship is in flux. It's unclear exactly where all of this is going to land. So for me, it's a bit of like a bracket in the debate on international politics. The other big issue, and this might be a biased observation from a European, is that every one of these trends brings us back to this idea of what is Europe going to do? How are we going to react? And the fact that Marco Rubio got a standing ovation and others here seems to point to the fact that Europeans are actually, just quite desperate to hear kinder and nicer words from the U.S. side and a more normal U.S. foreign policy. Despite the fact, as I was saying, that the substance hasn't really changed. So, if this then allows Europeans to sit back, relax, and slow down on the strategic autonomy agenda, this will have done a big disfavor to Europe, because this is the question before Europeans. There are clearly two paths. One leads to further integration in the single market, in the common foreign and security policy, and the other one leads to complacency and, at worst, in fact, fragmentation with the rise of nationalist parties in Europe and many others that would hurt the European integration process in many of its facets. So inconclusive MSC, a lot of big words. It's unclear where we're headed. And the question about the future of Europe continues to rise in the international agenda. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye from Munich.